A soft hush fell over Baton Rouge last night as thousands of believers refreshed their phones, waiting for any word on Jimmy Swaggart. At 7:15 p.m. CT on June 25th, the 90-year-old evangelist's official Facebook page finally spoke, and the message was both brief and heartbreaking. It confirmed that despite non-stop prayers, there has been no significant change in Brother Swaggart's condition. That single sentence landed like a weight. Ever since June 15th, when Swaggart was reportedly found unconscious at his Louisiana home after a severe cardiac arrest, rumors have swirled. Friends wondered if the legendary preacher had slipped away in silence. Family members asked for privacy. Meanwhile, Sun Life Broadcasting Network quietly carried on, airing vintage sermons as viewers whispered hopes for a miracle. Last night's post did little to quiet those hopes, yet it painted a sober picture. The days ahead will surely be difficult, and the ministry is pleading for continued prayer while politely requesting that supporters refrain from phone calls. If you want the latest news, they said, follow the official ministry pages and pray. A voice that shaped modern televangelism. Born March 15, 1935, in the tiny river town of Faraday, Louisiana, Jimmy Lee Swaggart grew up in a family where music was oxygen. His cousins were rock and roll legend Jerry Lee Lewis and country star Mickey Gilley, but Jimmy charted a different path, pouring every note back into gospel. By the 1950s, he was preaching in one-room churches across Louisiana bayous. His big break arrived in 1975 with the Jimmy Swaggart telecast. Fiery sermons, soulful piano solos, and tear-filled altar calls soon beamed across more than 3,000 stations worldwide, turning him into a household name through the 1980s. The spotlight, of course, brought shadows. Highly publicized scandals in the late 80s and early 90s nearly silenced his ministry forever. Many thought he would never return. Yet Swaggart stepped back onto the pulpit with a voice tinged by regret and renewed conviction. He never reclaimed the same national dominance, but millions still tuned in, drawn by that gravely, emotion-soaked preaching style they'd grown up with. Today, his Sun Life Broadcasting Network remains a family affair. Son Donnie Swaggart shoulders much of the programming, while other relatives handle day-to-day operations. Still, for longtime viewers, it's Jimmy's trembling baritone, half song, half sermon, that defines the network's soul. Where things stand now, since his cardiac arrest on June 15th, Swaggart has been under round-the-clock medical supervision. Hospital insiders have not disclosed whether he has regained consciousness. All the ministry will say is that his condition is critical but stable. In other words, he's holding on, but just how tightly, no one outside those hospital walls can know. Across social media, the response has been overwhelming. Followers from Nairobi to Nashville post memories of tent revival nights and late-night TV altar calls. Churches are hosting impromptu prayer vigils. Even critics of televangelism concede that Swaggart's music and message shaped an era. Last night's Facebook note ends with a simple plea. Please continue to uplift Brother Swaggart, the Swaggart family, and Jimmy Swaggart Ministries in your prayers. It offered no promise of recovery, no timeline for another update, only an honest reminder that the fight isn't over. For now, supporters wait and pray, refreshing their feeds for the next word out of Baton Rouge. Whether that word brings joyful news or somber acceptance, one thing is certain. Jimmy Swaggart's life has already written itself into American religious history. The chapter still unfolding is simply titled Hope, and millions of hearts are reading along, line by line.